Hi everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and build this modern Spanish home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is real Thomas TV1, and this house came in around like 220,000 I think it was. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Now I think 2 bathrooms is a little bit on the low side, but I don't. I always have this problem with like bathrooms. Like I always end up having too much or not enough for like the size of the house. It's really irritating. I did something to do with the floor plans. I always kind of like struggle on the floor plans for some reason, and then it ends up being like huge bedrooms or lots of small little ones. It's just really weird. Anyway, so I'm really happy how this turned out, and it isn't really something I do a whole lot of this style. I think I've only done one Spanish home before, which was a collab with Simproved, and we did a Spanish villa build, which was a few months ago now, and that was a lot of fun. And I don't know why I haven't done, you know, any other Spanish homes. I guess I just never build in Oasis Springs. It's always kind of like a weird world to build in, and I was kind of just in the mood to build there because it has been such a long time since I have built there, and it's only like a really particular type of homes I think you can build there. Like for me, it's either Spanish homes or mid-century modern, and that's kind of all I can build there, to be honest. And yeah, so I thought it'd be good to go ahead and try something today in this world, because like I said, I really wanted to do something a little bit different, because I feel like recently I've noticed myself kind of doing the same thing over and over again. I don't know if you've noticed that as well, but I feel like I'm building the same things every time, like you know, traditional builds or like a traditional with modern in it somewhere. I feel like I'm doing that all the time now, so I thought it'd be good to maybe go ahead and do something a little bit different today. So it on a 40 by 30 lot as well, not too big I suppose. It took me like, I think like 2.5, no, maybe just a little bit less than like around 2 hours I think it took me, so that's not too long to be honest. I did actually build this house, like I did 2 attempts at this. The first time I did it, it was a huge mess. It was just with the roof, and I actually tried to do like a little diagonal on it, but that just did not work. Just not my favourite today, and it just went terribly. So I went ahead and started off again. This time I didn't do a diagonal on it, so it made it a little bit easier, and it also meant I could actually do it. So it was just I had a problem with the roofing. Not that the diagonal roof was making the problem, but it was kind of like I tried to make these, you know, those little half gable roofs there. I added that onto like the top bit there, as you can see. It was kind of just clipping through oddly on the sides. It's hard to explain, but it was just a big mess. Just a simple way to put it. So I wanted to go ahead and try this like a second attempt at it, because like I said, I really wanted to do something a little bit different, since I feel like I'm doing the same thing every time, and I felt like this turned out really nicely. So on the inside, I should point out that it's not really that Spanish like what you would find in a Spanish home, I don't think. A lot of the inside is more modern, and there's actually kind of colourful in some areas as well. I just wanted to do a kind of Spanish inspired on the outside, and then the inside is a little bit more modern and things like that. In some areas might not replicate what you think would be Spanish. But yeah, so also did kind of like a nice back garden as well, because I feel like recently my back gardens or backyards, however you say it, I feel like they're getting a little bit, you know, repetitive, a little bit boring. So I went ahead and just did, you know, some other things that I wouldn't normally do. I did this kind of like gazebo sort of thing with the hot tub, and you'll see me get onto that just shortly. And I felt like the landscaping was pretty good in today's build. Sometimes I feel like I do too much. Sometimes it looks like it's a little bit like patchy. That makes sense. Like some areas have some landscape and some don't have enough. But for this one, I felt like it was okay, and it just looked kind of nice, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. And I also did that little bit off the side there, as you saw, as kind of like another porch sort of way, and there's like another hot tub there. So there's actually 2 hot tubs in this home. So basically on that side bit there, as you can see, I totally forgot to decorate it, and then I came back and was like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do now? So I just went ahead and did a little, like, I put like a 2-seater table in there, and I also put like a little planter pot thing in there, and also, you know, the hot tub. So kind of overkill on the hot tubs, but it kind of just fit nicely into that area. So I also did a huge big pool there as well. Also did one of those, you know, those things that you put underneath them, have like the bubbles coming up. Did a couple of those because I never really used those things. And I'm doing, well, where that kind of child's climbing frame thing is, that's where I go ahead and put the hot tub. I was actually going to put it on that little what do you call it, the little where the porchway sort of thing where the barbecue is. I was going to put it there, but it was kind of just a very cramped, so I went ahead and put it on the main kind of garden space, just to make it a little bit more, I guess, just open, I guess. And yeah, so we're just working on putting a few decorations down in this porch area. My porches are always really weird. That sounds so weird, but they kind of just are. They're always really empty and just don't really have much going on with them. So I wanted to put a bit more decoration and colour into this one, and that's what I went ahead and did. You may also notice that there are two balconies in this home. There's one at the front and one at the back. I think there's one, but like the master bedroom has one balcony connecting off it, and there's also another bedroom at the back which has that as well. And yeah, so another thing I was wanting to ask, because I'm like always struggling to find new music and stuff. Now this is a really random and like just totally off topic, but if you have any like music recommendations, then always just let me know, because I'm always looking for new music and stuff, because I do like to listen to that during builds and things, and I'm always kind of just listening to the same song over and over again. And it's the same with podcasts as well. If anybody has any podcasts or anything that you like at the minute, please let me know as well, because I'm always looking for new ones. At the minute I'm really loving Kayla's, also known as Little Simsies. Really love hers. And I also really like Shane and Friends as well by Shane Dawson, Jess and Drew. I really like those podcasts as well, and I listen to those quite a bit when I'm doing, you know, speed builds and stuff, just to kind of pass the time a little bit. I never really used to listen to music or anything like that while I'm doing speed builds, because what always used to happen was I would get distracted and end up not really focusing on the build, and I'll be sitting there for like 5 hours trying to make like a family home. So now I can just like to listen to podcasts. I'm not really distracted by the video, if that makes sense, but I'm still listening to something to kind of pass the time. And yes, so and another thing is, kind of on the topic of music, I also got Kesha's new album, like literally, I think it's called Rainbow. I got that not too long ago as well, because one of my artists that I really like, but haven't listened to the full album all the way through. When it comes to like new albums and stuff that come out, I always like to listen to those during, you know, speed builds as well. It was the speed build that I did with By Screenside, the country restaurant sort of thing. I listened to Katy Perry's album Witness, and that lasted like just the right amount of time while listening to the full album, which took me like the full amount of time I did the build as well, if that makes sense. So yeah, listen to that then. Still got Kesha's album to listen to, bought the full album but haven't listened to it all. I normally like to listen to a full album when it's kind of coming down to like on a long road trip or something, but now I'm back in school, I'm not going to really have any of those until like next summer, so you know, it's kind of just, I have to find like a time I'm going to listen to it. I'd normally like to save it for something like that, or even like a big speed build, but most of the speed builds at the minute haven't been taking me that long, so I don't know when I'm going to listen to it. But I've really liking Praying and Learn to Let Go from the album, so let me know what your favourites are from the album as well, if you've bought it and if you like Kesha's music. And yeah, so another thing as well, I was just mentioning about like next summer, when like I next get a chance, but I'm actually, next summer is going to be really great. Well, not actually, I shouldn't really say it's going to be that great, because we're actually going on study leave. So if you don't know what study leave is, it's basically where time when your lessons finish, and then you have kind of like a amount of time off where you can just stay at home and you can study and stuff and just go into school for your exams. So that's what we'll get, and I actually finish for that on May 25th, so I haven't really got that long left, to be honest. I know it's only like September now, but you know, it's not that long compared to like last year or anything. I remember when I finished high school in year 11, we did our GCSE exams, and then I finished, it was like June 20th or something, which I finished that. So I had a huge long summer. This summer that would just passed, it wasn't as long because I had like another year to go, but we've got a really long summer on the year 11, like finishing high school, because we didn't have any other lessons to go to, and we've like finished high school altogether. So and then of course we started college, but like of course we didn't like, you know, the course or anything before that, so we didn't have any work over that summer, which was brilliant. And that's kind of just where I focused on my channel for like the full summer, and that was great because I felt like it was really worth it, and my channel kind of grew a lot during that time actually. And yeah, but this summer we had lots of homework to do. Anyway, so yes, that's May 25th we'll finish, I think it is anyway, I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, well, it's supposed to be for studying, but I'll probably end up recording videos during that time as well. But you know, it'll just be nice to be at home and not having to get up so early like every day. It's just horrible. Ever start like, since, when did we start again? It was like the 6th or something of September. Ever since, it's only been like a full, well, today's Friday, I'll just finish my full week, because like the first week went back, it was only like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but this is like my full first week back, and it was just so hard, like getting up every single day. It's just like, oh, I cannot do it. Oh my god, I'm just so tired every single day. I was mentioning this in my other speed build that I think it's went up by now, called Springside Manor. think that's when up, but I was kind of speaking about that in there, so I'm not gonna like repeat myself because I literally just finished recording that voiceover like a few hours ago, so I feel like I'm repeating myself. Anyway, so we're just working on the interior here. Now, one thing I did interesting with this kind of like, I guess just living room area, I did like a random like colour thing for that sofa there, like red and orange. I don't know if that kind of goes, but I just sort of doing something kind of just a little bit out the box in a way. I mean, only a sofa colour, really, like that's not out the box, but just a little bit different and kind of just a little pop of colour there. Because I feel like a lot of the colour schemes in this house are pretty similar, at least on the downstairs. Upstairs, we'll put a bit more colour into it. Also in one of the bedrooms I used kind of like this purpley colour. I don't know why, but I've been really liking that colour in builds. Just a plain painted wall of that colour. It's in the basic dark section of the wall thing, under that colour swatches, and I really, really like it for some reason. I don't know why. It was also in that Springside Manor home as well, like you just mentioned. In that home I also used this colour, like I used it in the kitchen, I used it in the living room and stuff. I don't know what it is about it. It's just kind of a nice colour. I feel like it's because I'm trying to do, you know, a few different things in terms of my builds, and I feel like that's a really good one to do because it's definitely a colour I never really use. And yeah, so we're just working on the interior, like I said. Just this living room is a little bit awkward. It's kind of like two living rooms in one, if you can see what I mean, because it's like one side's got the TV, then this side, I don't know, this side is really random of this living room. It's got like a bookshelf, and it's also kind of got like a sofa in it. And then the front door, like in the middle of it, separating it off. But I feel like this layout is pretty nice. The kitchen, I mean, I don't know, I'm not really too sure what I think about the kitchen. There's a lot of blank space in the middle. You'll see what I mean when we go into that. I just wasn't really too sure what I'm going to do with that space. And yeah, also another thing as well, when I just before, because I'll say, I like in my mind, I'll think, okay, I'll come back to this later, and I always forget, so I'm just going to mention it now. So one thing as well, I'm looking for some new build ideas and things, because recently I've been really, really struggling for build ideas, and that's probably why you've been seeing a few things that I've kind of done before, kind of variations of things I've done before, like this traditional, you know, theme. Of course it is a themed build that I really like to do, but at the same time, I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself now in terms of what I'm doing, and I really need some new build ideas and things. Like, I'm just really struggling sometimes to get inspiration and what I'm going to do, and that's kind of making me stressed as well, because I'm like, well, what happens if I don't end up getting a build up that day, which I hate to do, and I've never missed like a video, because like I said, well, I say this all the time, but I upload at least 5 times a week, so, you know, I don't want to have to now end up missing a day or anything like that. So yeah, so 5 days a week I like to upload, and yeah, so I'm really like kind of worried if I end up, you know, missing a day. I know it's not going to make a difference and probably anybody will notice, but you know, just that kind of thought of maybe not uploading today really struggles, like really struggles. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I'm talking about today, to be honest. Don't mess. Anyway, moving on. Moral of that story is that I need some more build ideas and things. So if you any ideas at all, any, just let me know. Can't of course do every single one, because, well, some of them I might not just like. No offense to you if you suggest an idea that I don't do, but sometimes I just don't really feel like it. Not that it's a bad idea or anything, just that I don't really have the inspiration or creativity, if that makes sense, to do that type of build in that moment, so I might come back to it at a later time. But I kind of just do builds that I'm feeling at that time. And yeah, so any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Probably the best place to do it for any video with suggestions, not even builds, just anything, is always email me it, because there I don't get as many emails as I do comments and mentions on Twitter and things like that, so I'm less likely to lose it. Most of the time when I get a build suggestion, anything like on Twitter or in the comments, I'll just make a note of it, but is that, you know, rare chance that I will forget to do that. So email me it will probably be the best idea, so you can do that. My email address is contact.thomastv@gmail.com, and there you can go ahead and send me any ideas. Like I said, there I don't really get as many emails. I don't really get that many emails on that account, to be honest. Like, all I really get in that email, I get a few business inquiries. You probably think of why on earth would I get business inquiries, but I sometimes get network offers. So I get that, well, a lot. Like, I know a lot of people who get those. I was talking to Jen the other day. I was asking her, do you get like these network offers a lot? Because I know myself like getting them quite a bit now, and she says she gets them all the time. And I feel like it's the case with a lot of YouTubers. I mean, I'm not like comparing myself or anything to like make myself seem like I'm one of those big YouTubers or anything, but I have noticed myself getting a lot of those you know, not brand deals, what am I trying to say here, like network offers, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I've noticed myself getting those, so that's a lot of those emails on that account. But I also, what else do I get? build requests. I also get a few like comments, not really comments, but kind of just random questions about The Sims 4. Like some people asking how do you do like moving up, you know how you do that thing where you press like control and the bracket key to move objects up something. As you can see, just a perfect example there, perfect timing, as you just saw me do with that curtain. I get those questions as well. I get those questions asked quite a lot. Even today as well, earlier, I got that question asked as well. So I don't know why a lot of people want to know that. But yeah, so I answer those sometimes as well. So it's kind of just random questions from viewers and things like that as well. And yeah, so we're just working on the upstairs now. It didn't take me that long, to be honest, to do the finishing. I was kind of surprised. I mean, there's only 4 bedrooms and they are pretty similar in terms of what they look like. So that was probably why. But we're kind of nearing the end of the build here as well. And I've tried to, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but recently I've tried to make my builds a little bit longer because I feel like I'm making them, like, I cut out a lot of the actual build itself, and a lot of people like don't like that. But it's just because I end up like making a build that's really, really long, and then the voiceover is just so boring because I'm rambling and rambling on. So I try to just kind of give you a little bit of the video of me starting that room. Then I'll probably cut out most of the middle of me doing that room, and then I'll get to see, then yeah, I'll show you a little bit of the end of that room, if that makes sense. But of course, at the end of the video, I always leave screenshots, so you can always see the full thing of how it turned out. If you don't, if I managed somehow to miss it out in the video, then you can see that at the end. But yeah, so recently I have been trying not to do that as much and kind of leave in as much as I can without it being too boring. So I feel like a lot more people like that. In terms of me watching speed builds, I always like it when people do that. I kind of understand how annoying it is when people do that, and I kind of feel that as well, but I'm the culprit here because I do it myself as well. So you know, I've been trying to not do that as much, but yeah, so that is pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build, and of course all the things I talk about in today's voiceover, like music suggestions, podcasts, build ideas, all that. I'm not going to repeat myself, but yeah, suggest me those. Make sure you leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Also head over to the gallery to download this for yourself. My origin ID is real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.